you Sin Diana?
Actually, yeah, if it's Diana.
I was gonna say that's pretty retarded.
That's like,
yeah,
you're gonna
I could
die.
probably do.
Like, you
Twitch
realize that
then.
you don't even know how to use Flash?
Yeah, fuck you.
Well, it was bound to happen.
It was bound to
some
happen.
point.
It happened, I think, every time we've pulled over the audio, actually. That's all right, though.
But we heard Draven, if they hide their AD, he doesn't want them to hide their AD, but that would be an exciting thing. Scar coming out with the Katarina when that happened at the World Finals. Didn't work out for him, but we've seen some huge success with Katarina since then. Picking Diana up against Katarina, though, is brilliant. That is the counter pick to Katarina, really. Out trades. If you try to pop your ultimate on Diana, she's just going to interrupt it with that vacuum. So it's going to be a tough matchup for Scar once again.
Yeah, and they've grabbed that Lulu right away as well, which is just, this great sort of pickup for trying to dominate, with a tanky frontliner, or, whether it's protect the Vayne or whether it's protect the big frontliner. Jax comes in, and he's just kind of happy to get that wild growth. There we go, Cutie Pie going to grab up Corki here, and would you look at that, Orianna coming in as well, so top lane Katarina.
That's it. They've done this before, too, actually. It was a TSM tournament. They ran this exact double composition. Well, not this. It was this exact double composition, actually. Orianna, Katarina. The top lane didn't work out that well. What they do is they'll stealth Rengar with an Orianna ball on top of him. He'll jump in. They'll pop that. Katarina will jump in at the end and try to clean up. It's difficult to get out of the laning phase, but they team fight extremely well. And unfortunately, Azubu did hide their AD, so I'm a Cutie Pie didn't feel comfortable picking Draven very early. Yeah. That would have been something great to see. And Vayne, once again, so 4 games in a row, Captain Jack going for that Vayne pick. This should be a good match.
So correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm surprised here because you've got the exact same dive-heavy composition and now no Orianna to protect you. Is this risky?
It's very risky. The thing with this, though, is they have Shy, who is a more attention-grabbing target for them. So it's multiple hyper carries instead of just one. So if they focus down one, hopefully the other creates for them. It's one of those things you bring 3 high threats in a roundabout way of protecting the cog. They can do kind of the same thing with Vayne.
All right, cool. So, we've got these team lineups here. It's Katarina, Rengar, Orianna, Corki, and Nunu up against Jax, Lee Sin, Diana, Vayne, and Lulu. It's going to see what happens with these two teams. The game's about to go underway. Welcome back, everybody, to day 2 of the MLG Fall Championships. Azubu Blaze and Team Dignitas here squaring off in Game 2. The Koreans of Azubu Blaze up 1-0 in a very, very narrow Game 1. And one of the few American teams left in the winner bracket, Dignitas, looking to pull themselves back and tie it up to 1-1.
In that first game, we saw very defensive level 1 openings, and it might be the same this time. However, Azubu, all 5 together, yet to decide a place to invade. You can see the Orianna ball from Scar going out to scout. Everyone's going to walk through that bush. They're going to have vision of all 5 of them. So no surprises here for Azubu, but they just might brute force their way in here. Crumbs is still up top. They really just brute force a ward. They wanted to make sure they had vision of that Wraith. They're just going to end up backing right away. So not much doing early on for Azubu. Some pings going down. It looks like we'll just see some pretty standard level 1 here.
Yeah, so both these teams putting out some early ward coverage to make sure that no invasions kick anyone, from out of nowhere. And yeah, you're right. No invasions, pretty safe level 1s. Lee Sin about to start red. Rengar the same for Dignitas. We'll see who makes the first move here.
All right, so actually, both junglers completely manaless. Orianna going to have pretty good access to blue buffs. Same for Diana. And this is the reverse matchup in mid lane that we saw last game. So Ambition Switching roles. This time he's Diana against the Orianna. Whether or not Skara can put a couple solo kills down onto him is yet to be seen. Skara walking through that ward to get the pull for I Will Dominate. Everyone knows now at this point that I Will Dominate started red buff. The secrets are still for Azubu though, and here we actually see a two-man lane up against Crumbs' Katarina, so this is going to be a tough lane for him. Shy going to be 1v2 against Cork&Unu as well.
Oh man, and Crumbs taking a lot of damage already. Oh, the Glitter Lance misses. That would have been huge for pushing down Crumbs, but he will get out of this one. But this is a very unsafe lane now. Crumbs is not going to like his chances too much. Now, one interesting thing, though, is for Azubu, they actually let Diana take the Wraiths and Jax take the Wolves. You can see he's already almost level 2, and they just let Helios just hit level 2 off that Golem buff to start roaming through his jungle.
It's going to help Shy stay alive in this lane. I'll Dominate taking the blue buff. Helios taking red. They might try one of those early 3-man dives. They're holding the lane just at the right point so that Captain Jack is going to hit level 3 when the wave hits the turret, and Crumbs is still going to be level 1. So I Will Dominate will either have to guard there, or Helios will just come in from the back for that gank. And you can see he might be going right for this. This could be big trouble for Crumbs if he gets in there. This looks like what they're going to be end up doing.
And Helios moving in. Dominate still just chilling in his own jungle. He's moving up, though. He senses this. He's going to be in the Tri-Brush as well. Let's see what happens here. Helios waiting around in the Fog of War. Crumbs still level 1. Waiting by his turret. He's going to find Dominate. The damage output is on both sides, but Dominate so low on health, he's going to have to try to flash this wall. He will get away, but Helios still chasing down. Here comes Lesboy, gets the slow. First blood for Helios, and that's going to be his for free
now
right
Crumbs
here.
is in trouble.
Oh man, Crumbs trying to survive this one. Captain Jack, a bit of damage. He's completely surrounded here. There's not a lot of options. He's level 2. We'll see if he can survive everything. Looks like they're not going to go in for the kill. Helios going to walk away from this one.
So they figured they were low enough from the kill onto I Will Dominate. Still, they got the double buffs onto Helios, took them away from I Will Dominate. That's going to be a big lead early on for him in the jungle. And the shove continues for Azubu. 19 minion kills, although Crumbs did manage to pick up the 7, so in the lane itself, he's not that far behind. Still going to be big trouble overall for them because I Will Dominate's pretty far behind.
And that's going to be a pretty brutal situation now. You saw that first game started out pretty okay for Dignitas. This one blazes off in the driver's seat, 300 gold up. However, you're seeing the lanes as they pan out. Corky does have more minion kills than Vayne, and Orianna, though, actually only tied right here. So, you know, right now for Dignitas, their only real saving grace is that I Will Dominate is currently out farming Captain Jack just a little bit.
So minion-wise,
Cutie Pie,
they're actually winning because the first blood granted about 600 gold for the whole team, and they're only 300 or 400 gold behind, so that means they are out farming a little bit. There's a fight going on in the bottom lane, actually.
The stun comes off on a Patoy. I don't know if he's quite going to die to this one. That red buff on Lee Sin helping quite a bit. Looks like he will make it out anyway. Patoy and Shy both putting their flash, and actually here comes a 3-on-2. Can they pin down anyone? Looks like they're not going to get much out here. Dominic going to go back to his jungle here. Is actually out-leveling Helios somehow.
Let's take a look at these lanes a little bit. Helios must have just spent so much time ganking and camping lanes that he has yet to clear his jungle, really. He picked up a double buff, and then he's just been roaming around. Helios still spending time in this bottom lane, so I Will Dominate experience-wise in a pretty good spot. And just looking at these lanes, they're fairly even in most regards. You see 33 minion kills for I'm a Cutie Pie, 39 for Captain Jack. All the health pots actually getting burned, and the big thing here, if we look top lane, is that turret is getting destroyed. It's not going to last more than another wave if Azubu decides to push it down.
And after that turret kill, are they going to pull their sort of normal strategy and lane stop that and push another turret, or do they just want to create a total farm lane for Captain Jack?
They would most likely just go for the fast push at this point. If you take a turret 6 minutes in, you can't afford to freeze it. They're going to be too pushed in, and there it is, 5-minute, 55-second turret. Here comes that quick turret taken that we've seen so much of, Lulu. They both go back to base now. I almost expect Shy to go back as well, and they'll just kind of swap lanes, or we might see a 3 or 4-man push bottom.
All right, well, they're going to recall immediately back, and there they go. That bottom lane, you called it, and that seems to be their strategy here. Now, Shy still actually having an okay time with this lane, 22 minion kills, though he is out of potions. He's just going to recall back himself, and looks like Helios not looking like he's going to make any moves, so just that quick swap, the 2-on-2 about to happen at bottom lane. But at this point now, Captain Jack is winning in minions. He's got double Doran's Blade and a Vampiric Scepter, so he's going to be pretty happy about this lane.
He actually might be able to trade a bit in this lane now. I'm a Cutie Pie just with the 1 Dorans. There's no GP10 items coming out for either of these guys, but there's a health crystal onto Lustboy. There's a big wave forming here. Unfortunately for Dignitas, Corki shoves a lot better than Ezreal did, so they might not be able to take the second turret down right away. But it looks like they're definitely going to push it. They want to take down these turrets fast.
Well, Dominate in the mid lane, actually in a fight with Ambition. Here comes Skara, Shockwave, but he's going to flash away. Ambition still to get chased down a little bit. Looks like he's actually going to walk away from this one pretty much alive. That was a nice attempt there. The flash did get burned.
Players are getting better and better at flashing out of Shockwave. Saw the animation going off there, and he just pulled it down. Actually, some trades going down in the bottom. Cutie Pie wants them to get off of that tower, but Captain Jack and Lustboy relentlessly pushing. 1v1 lane also happening up top between Crumbs and Shy. Crumbs rushing the Stork Shoes. It's going to be really tough for him to deal. Shy can stun him out of ultimates, and he's also one level ahead.
Here we can see that, you know, this bottom lane still pretty much happy for Captain Jack. This top lane pretty happy for Shy as well. Now with the flash down, there's a chance here for Scar to actually make some moves. We saw the Orianna Diana lane go Orianna's way in game 1. See if Scar can replicate that with the roles swapped here.
Oh, top lane.
And in the top lane, look at the damage of it on both sides. Shy just trading out so well, and he's going to just lead strike for that one. Kill picked up 2-0. Crumbs not in the best place now.
And that was Crumbs just trying to sit an ultimate Shy. Shy didn't even interrupt it. He just tanked it through with his ultimate, but he was strong enough that he could just brawl Crumbs through all of his Katarina damage. That's going to be big trouble now. Crumbs in a long lane like that, once you start losing to Jax, doesn't give you many options to come back. He's just going to have to try and passive farm. But Shy is just going to keep the wave at his side in the turret. So, again, Katarina top lane, tough to get through the lane, great in team fights. It's just a matter of will you lose the game at that point.
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens. Crumbs, he's not, actually, I was about to say he's not having the worst luck in the world, but really he's down half the minion kills. Yeah, he's pretty far behind. He's down a kill. He's down, 23 minions. This is not really where they wanted him to be. We'll see if he can pick up the magic penetration that he needs, though. He can rely on base damages if he starts to get some items rolling there to start, penetrating through the opposing team. But right now, again, I've got to think it's Orianna and Corki who are going to make all the moves here, and we'll see if they can actually make something happen throughout this mid game. We're 9 minutes in, not a kill yet for Dignitas, a 2,000 gold lead for Azubu, and they've already picked up a turret as well.
We actually see Boots of Mobility rush coming out for Helios. He's had these for a while. He's flying his way into that top lane. There's already a turret down, so really not sure how he's planning on getting any kind of gank happening there. And here comes Giant at bottom lane.
Cutie Pie getting completely jumped on the knockup as well, and that is just one last strike to get that kill picked up. Captain Jack, is he going to dive the turret? Ignite is on. Patoy will live with 30 health. And there is not a roam coming down there. Great moves there. Ambition getting the gank there as Diana.
Azubu making all the right plays thus far. Diana with the roam bottom lane, going to give them the window they need to just shove damage down onto this bottom turret. The pressure from Shy in the top lane is coming out as well. Skara has been out farming Diana, but he's not crushing in the way that Ambition did in the first game. Rengar coming in mid for a gank.
And they're going to put in, there's a shockwave as well. 2-on-2, immediately jumps out of Skara. Skara flashes back. They're onto Ambition, but they don't quite have the damage because Helios is just too fearsome there. Red buff Lee in, stopping the push in from Skara, and that push was stopped.
So another failed gank there by I Will Dominate. I mean, they're burning flashes occasionally, but nothing successful coming out. And when you burn Orianna and Rengar all not coming away with anything, already down 3 kills to 0, that's just going to be trouble for you at this point. So Dignitas really has to pick something up here. Dragon getting pinged on by Azubu. They know that the Rengar and Diana ultimates are dead, and they know that Crumbs is stuck up top lane. They might just go straight for this. Dignitas still trying to push up this bottom lane, but lead getting bigger and bigger. This is not game 1 for Dig. They're in a bit of trouble here.
And here we can see just, yeah, this is exactly, it's still at 2,000 gold deficit. They've now gotten a 3rd kill here as Azubu Blaze. And, I'm looking to try to find what Dignitas' sort of ace in the hole is, who's doing really, really well. And they don't have significant leads really anywhere on this. They've got a bit of a minion kill lead for Rengar, a small minion kill lead for Skara as well. I just don't know if that's enough to carry through as 2 members.
So Dominate actually having to kill a ward. Lustboy was able to ward him out in the bottom lane. So they know it's a 2v3. They also know that Ambition was down there with Diana for another gank. Everyone's just going to end up backing away here. But the story here, I got to say, is Shy in the top lane. happily farming away on Jax, and that is never a good sign.
And they haven't put any pressure on him at all. You're absolutely right. Now 81 to 45 in minions, and Katarina has not done anything to stop that aggression from him. So, you know, you talked about those hyper carries putting pressure off of Vayne, and that's exactly what's happening here. Vayne's probably not even the biggest threat on this Azubu Blaze lineup now.
Even Ambition in this game still just pushing up the mid lane. He's only 14 minion kills behind Scar, but he's contained Scar. He hasn't allowed him to pull off anything with Orianna. Scar's probably happy farming this, but even then it's good, and we see Dominate level 7, Helios level 7 as well, and we could see a bit of an engagement here, keeping the pressure off Shy.
They get the slow on. Shy is there around. His counter-strike is down, though. Look at the damage, though. Dominate getting just chomped down. Katarina with the damage. Could you get it? Yes, there's one reset. Dominate actually still alive.
Oh.
Now can Crumbs put the damage, and yes, he will. Double kill for Katarina. Now at the bottom lane, it's Patoy getting jumped up by Captain Jack. Captain Jack will pick that one up, making it a 2-for-2 all across the map.
Great turnaround there by Dignitas, I have to say, though. Crumbs really needing his way back in the game. The 2 kills will jumpstart him, kickstart him, get him ready. The problem with that is, though, you kill one hyper carry on one side of the map and Shy, and oh no, Captain Jack just 2v2'd and killed Patoy, as well as taking down that turret. 2 turrets to 0, 3,000 gold lead, and even more control for Azubu, even with the double kill turnaround from Crumbs. Yeah,
they're now up to a 3,000 gold lead, the second turret as well. I mean, all things you just mentioned, of course, but yeah, exactly. You know, who do you go for here? You put the gank on a Jax, you get a really good thing there for Crumbs. I mean, he is getting that magic penetration. I mean, maybe Dignitas can out-carry. Maybe you don't have to think about what does Jax do, what does Vayne do. If you get a fed Katarina and a fed Corki, yep, I mean, that's pretty good too.
They're still going to be team fighting extremely well if they can get to a point of pulling it off. I Will Dominate will still be able to stealth in. He'll still get a good Orianna ult off. They picked up an Aegis of the Legion. They would get the team fight, but Azubu is pressing and forcing hard. 2 turrets down and a dragon on the way. So big global gold advantages coming for Azubu, and they seem one step ahead. Backs against the wall, really, for Dignitas, trying desperately to keep up. And you can see they've actually foregone pretty much all GP10 items. They're really trying to win now. No Heart of Gold on I Will Dominate. Really needing to team fight. They know this is the point. The problem is you would team fight around a dragon, and Azubu just took it away.
Oh yeah, it's brutal right here. So you know, there isn't this location for Dignitas to go to and force a fight on their own terms. I mean, maybe they defend a counter jungle or something, and you know, then they get a 5-on-5 in a more neutral situation. But it seems like Dignitas is kind of forced just to lane here and be at the mercy of the roam from Diana and Lee Sin. So, you know, Shy still having a great time at his turret, still 20 minions up. Katarina actually Crumbs with some decent trade, to be honest. And actually, yeah, you know, just shumpoing around to minions, and with a Haunted Guise actually has a chance for some damage on Shy overall.
Full magic pen build by Katarina, really just taking advantage of the base damage. All the new Katarinas maxing that W ability, Sinister Steel, so able to trade there. You can see, though, Azubu just keeping the pressure up in almost every lane. Mid-turret, the only outer not to fall, but Ambition is keeping that pressed up, keeping the farm even with Scar. You can see Athene's and Holy Grail and Scar, but Sork shoots double Dorns for Ambition, so the aggression coming out there. And here comes Lee Sin bottom. They're just trying to push him in, but Helios might be falling a little bit behind here. And Boots mobility not really paying off.
Yeah, he's got the Wriggles Lance, he's got 2 kills, but he's still only level 8 to Dominate's level 9, so you're absolutely right. You know, he's not getting anywhere near the farm, and even at the beginning, you mentioned the minion kill lead, which is helping Dignitas stay in the gold. I mean, when you mentioned that, it was 19-8 in minion kills there, with Dominate being above. Even though that first blood came in for Lee Sin, it was still a really good situation there for the farm, and that's still the case here over and over. They're spending so much time trying to harass that they're actually getting some decent gold on Dominate, and he, you know, and if he gets farmed, he can actually shut down that Vayne, and they can worry about everyone else relying and kind of working out on that Jax.
Unfortunately, Scar missed his shockwave mid lane on Diana, and that is just enabling Ambition to flank around. There's no turret for the 3 of Dignitas to get back here. He jumps over onto the golem, and Dominate face checks.
And that's going to be really brutal. There comes Diana. The pull is on. Dominate taking a bit of damage. Must stealth away, but he's been revealed. Lulu in there. Lee Sin in there as well, trying to heal. Still very low. They pull that in. Can they get any kills? Absolute Zero not killing much. PewDiePie does get Helios to take that back, but Shy's going to fire back to the top lane, killing off Crumbs in a 1-on-1. A 2-on-1 on this map.
Oh man, this keeps happening for Dignitas in this game. They'll trade a fight fairly well, but then they'll lose an even numbered fight on the opposite side of the map. Crumbs cannot die too Shy 1v1 in that lane. It just puts too much pressure on the rest of the team. Shy split pushing like a champion here. 40 minion kill advantage onto Crumbs. He's got 1.4 thousand gold, so there's no way Crumbs can even think about dueling him. He has to be turtling down. Azubu just seems to have the mobility, pressure, and speed advantage here. Dignitas trying to chase down him, but they just can't catch him.
Scar's coming from the side. If he can land an ability here, his shockwave is up. He's not going to catch it. Lustboy gets slowed. That might be the kill on a Lustboy. Scar getting some counterattack damage. And Captain Jack, actually, they've got the lizard buff. Captain Jack still taking damage. But here comes Helios, and that's going to keep them from diving in. But they did pick up the 1 for 0 at least.
0 for 2 there for Scar on shockwave, but it doesn't end up mattering. He needs to pick up his game a little bit here. They really need him to land those clutch ults in team fights. They still should have a good chance if they get into the right fight. All their composition is really, really key for that. They can snowball it so well with Crumbs' Katarina. They've hit the breakpoints. They have level 11 on Katarina. They have level 12 on Scar. Their ultimates are getting powered up. They haven't lost that many turrets. The next dragon will most likely be where they try to force something. They have to do it now because we've seen you let Jax and Vayne get late, you're going to have pretty bad time. So Dignitas needs to get it going really soon here.
Yeah, so we're seeing now 18 minutes into the game, 4 to 7 in kills. Azubu Blaze up 4,000 gold as well, and 2 turrets. They've definitely got the lead here. Crumbs getting pulled in. Ambition with a lot of damage output there. Oh, nice flash again to dodge the shockwave. You can't really call that a miss from Scar, but it's great play from Ambition overall.
It's the second time Ambition has been able to flash out of that ultimate. Just so good at reacting to those Orianna plays. Plays a lot of Orianna himself, so he knows exactly how to escape the clutches of Scar. Even then, though, Dignitas still trying to force. They know they have Vayne and Jack split pushing. They really need to push up the mid here. It's a 5v3. There's not much wave clear for Azubu, so they might get this turret. They might try to continue to because Azubu's not looking like they're going to back off those side lanes.
Yeah, the slow goes off into Helios, but they don't quite pick up anything off the back of that one. But there is Shy split pushing. It's like he's singed. He's crushing that turret's health forward. You look at that thing fall down. Shy is forced to run back, but he's still getting a lot of farm, golden experience out of all this. You look at Crumbs, he's a level down still, and 35 minions away as well. So this is really still very good for Azubu. But Dignitas, if they can keep making some moves, maybe they can pull it back.
Take a look at some of these items. Phantom Dancer completed onto Captain Jack. You got double gold items, been on Lost Boy for quite a while. Take a look at the overall gold. He's actually got 1,400 over Patoy, 4,300 to 2,900. That's because he got his Heart of Gold and Philosopher's Stone so much sooner than Patoy. AD carry-wise, pretty even in farm, 163 to 148. Mid lane, a lot of Magic Pen coming out for Ambition. Abyssal Scepter as well, Sorcerer's Shoes. Thene's Unholy Grail, the common choice on Orianna for Skara. Aegis Legion Rush for I Will Dominate versus Boots Mobility for Helios. So the team fight, despite this 3,500 gold lead for Azubu, they have no big team fight items, and the synergy is really all about Dignitas in these fights, so still not out of it yet. But with that dragon being up and Crumbs getting caught in the top lane, they might not be able to force this. They really, really need to, though.
Yeah, well, let's see if Dignitas makes any moves down. They do not have vision. Actually, Scar getting jumped on Ambition, just fully running him away. There's a shockwave. Dominant coming in as well. Dragon falls down. And Ambition just not taking much here. He's going to push back onto those minions. He's still taking damage. Here comes Shy. Here comes Captain Jack. Dominate. Not in the best place. Look at him getting pinned on the wall right there. And that is the kill for Captain Jack. They are not able to kill Diana whatsoever here.
They seem out of sync in a lot of regards. And there's a dive by Ambition.
And Ambition getting very low on the turret. Will get picked up. PewDiePie, now his 3rd kill of the game. Will they turn this one around? It's a 4-on-4. The mid laner is dead. Shield off on a PewDiePie. They're not going to move in too much, though. Crumbs not going to dive either. It's going to be a straight 1-for-1 trade. Jungler for mid laner. Actually not too bad for Dignitas.
With the dive, getting that over with is actually pretty good. And they dive onto Captain Jack. Getting, wow!
Oh my gosh, would you look at that? And the reset on a Lustboy. Lustboy falls even despite the flash. Would you look at those moves? Diving in headstrong. And now it's a 5-on-2 in the map. Dignitas can keep pushing. Will they get? They're going to get at least 1 turret. Let's see if they can get more here. Going to back off a little afraid of Lee Sin.
Wow.
Rengar running top lane. Yeah.
They evaporated there. Captain Jack and Lustboy just disappeared. They were gone as soon as I'm a PewDiePie and Crumbs decide to go on them. That's the team fight that Dignitas has a potential for. And when you consider that that should be started by a Rengar burst on top of an Orianna Shockwave, they're still in this very much so. They've been out of sync. They seem to be outplayed, but what we just saw shows that Dignitas clearly has the potential to take this over, and it's just a matter of getting together, getting synced up, grouping and team fighting properly.
So if you're afraid of this, you know, let's say you're Azubu Blaze and you're afraid of this Dignitas team fight comp, where, you know, if they're actually synergistic and they put their things together, they have, you know, really good chance this one. What's your strategy here as Azubu Blaze? Do they split push heavily? Do they suck it up in 5-on-5? Do they wait for items? Like, how would you beat this if you have just kind of these solo queue all-star champions?
I think they try to keep picking off like they've been doing now. So they keep the split push going, and they keep trying to keep Dignitas scattered. They're pushing down bottom lane with Shy here. If everyone doesn't form up for Dignitas, they can never create the ultimate team fight machine, and Azubu will continue to pick them off. And when you can see Lustboy flanking around the side here, Shy coming, and everyone on Dignitas is behind, here's a fight.
And they're going to just destroy Lustboy immediately. QtPie cut out a bit. He's going to fall 1-for-1 here. Dominate is stealth. He's going to jump on Shy. Shockwave goes on. They find Helios. Captain Jack likes to be aggressive though. Here comes Crumbs. Will he get the damage? He's spinning. Is he going to win as a result? Shy is low. Captain Jack picks one up for it. And Ambition now dueling up against Matoy. They're not going to get much more out of this, but he's on the turret. Skara could fall as a result. The shield is on Ambition. Does pick up Skara. Absolute Zero will trade that one out. Dominate picks up Helios, but Captain Jack still in full cleanup mode. Would you look at that? Only Matoy alive. It's a 3 versus 4, which isn't too bad, but still better for Azubu Blaze.
And the 2 that are still alive for Azubu can crush down this turret, so Dignitas might actually lose an inhibitor turret. So close there for Crumbs. He really needed the reset. If he had it, they would have cleaned house. Turret doesn't fall. They're maybe able to keep it up. Bomb comes in from QtPie, and that going to be easy for them to push down later, but it's still up for now, so that's not that bad. So close for Dignitas turning around that fight. Really, still very much in this game. We can see these team fights are explosive. They just have to worry about who the kills have fallen to, because Shy and Captain Jack looking pretty strong.
Oh, absolutely, and you're seeing something that looks a little bit similar to Dignitas' Game 1, where Jax and Diana together are really wreaking havoc on that Dignitas, you know, back line. QtPie got, you know, helped get that first kill onto Lustboy, but you just saw Shy just straight up duel him and crush that Corki at the beginning of that fight. If QtPie can actually survive those encounters instead, it's going to be a much better team fight machine for Dignitas. So, you know, Azubu with almost a little bit of a dive comp as well. So let's recap, right? We had a really bad early game here for Dignitas. They started out pretty behind, but now it's 10-12. 24 minutes in, only a 2-kill difference, not too bad. 4,000 gold is meaningful, but as you've been mentioning, this team fight comp for Dignitas, incredibly fearsome. We'll see if they can pull out this Game 2.
And of course, those of you just joining us, this is Game 2, second day of MLG Fall Championship. Azubu up 1-0, so Dignitas, if they lose this one, they would drop into the loser's bracket. If they win, they'd force a Game 3, and Azubu forcing into the red buff. All 5 of Dignitas are here. If Dignitas can grab a fight here, they will take it. Here they come.
And they're going to jump in and get Diana caught out in the front. There's going to be her jumping onto Katarina. The damage output everywhere stops the ultimate as well. They will almost get the reset. Ignite not going to pick up the kill. Ambition getting away. Now can they chase down onto Helios? They stole away the lizard buff, but will they make it a kill trade for it? Yes! Crumbs picks that one up. So they've got a 5 versus 4 on the map. Actually call it a 5-on-3 because Ambition must heal. But look,
he's going for that last turret. He knows it's one hit away.
Yeah, and Lustboy's going to pick that one up for himself, and Shy just split pushing the top lane. And Dignitas is saying, screw it, let's just push mid, that's fine. Lustboy will pick that up off the back door. Looks like he won't die to minions.
We know that Crumbs can't solo Shy, though, unless Shy gets taken too low from this turret.
And Shy is low. Look at that. Crumbs really got a lot of damage, but here comes the Ignite. Will they get the damage up? But Hextrigger going to stop that a little bit. They might trade inhibitors. Captain Jack has a red buff. He has damage on the Dominate. He's been ice bited. Dominate picks up that one. Shy wins the duel, though, and that's going to be him picking up Crumbs, and they've got to make some moves to stop that. And look at that. They pick up Rengar after all, so Captain Jack making that 2 kills on the map. They trade inhibitors. Sorry, yeah, they're going to trade inhibitors because Shy's going to get that one for free.
I will dominate falls as well, so they trade inhibitors as well as lose 2 members. Zubu really charging out. They can actually just force a Baron at this point because everyone is sucked back to stop Shy. He's going to be a handful to take down as well, and it's just Skara trying to stop this 4-man Baron attempt. Tall task. They're trying to peel off a little bit. This is real trouble for Dignitas. Everything getting forced.
And that's going to get dropped out. Nice try by Skara to stop that. He won't be able to. Shy's still caught up in the base. You look at him to kind of crush out minions. And Dignitas, Like, you know what, you're right, we can't kill you, let's just back off. They're gonna go back in, here's the dodge, but the damage from Dominate is strong. Can they pick this up? Here comes Lulu, here comes Katarina. Can they get the first one? That's the shutdown. They're gonna move on towards Lulu, can they get more? A little bit of damage from Crumbs. They're still looking to chase this one. Dissonance comes out. Dominate might still look to chase this one down. Diana putting some damage as she runs. There comes the push on the Diana. They've got the ball in there. Can they get the damage up? But Shockwave's still on cooldown. They're trying to push the damage in. That's going to be almost one picked up. Yes, they pick up the kill onto Ambition. They're still moving forward. Captain Jack's been slowed. There comes Cutie Pie. Can they get the kill? Captain Jack trying to stealth back. Gets the missile barrage onto his face. Dignitas, now they find Helios. Helios, will he fall down? He flashes over the wall, but Cutie Pie is there. Skara picks up the kill. They picked up 3 for nothing. Dignitas has the inhibitor killed as well. They ping the Nexus. Will you believe it? Do they have what it takes to kill this off? They've got 30 seconds of a 5-on-3.
Everyone's really low on mana. Captain Jack is going back as well. They have to back off. There's no way they can take that Nexus. But still a good turnaround. They have the Dragon pinged as well. Everyone low, but the chase really, really strong. The Nunu train began, and they finished it off. Finally taking down some turrets. They've lost 7 of their own. They got Baron off of 3 members, so that was good. Everyone can go back, buy some big items. They picked up a lot of good things there. Still, surprisingly, in the game, you think of the hyper carries coming through from Captain Jack and Shy, but we've seen their assassination capability. We've seen their chase potential. Dignitas hanging on by a thread despite it being 14 to 14 kills.
Oh man, I mean, if they're trading equal on inhibitors, I mean, yeah, they're down Baron, but they picked up 3 kills with that Baron, so there's not a lot of those Baron buffs really waiting around. It's just that bottom lane of Captain Jack and Lustboy that are wearing it, so you can't count the Baron buff as meaning too terribly much right now. Yeah, it means a lot in golden experience, but even with that, you're seeing Dignitas do very well in team fights over and over. So sure, 28.5 minutes in, sure, 7,000 gold, but just watch how the fights are going. Watch the kill score, because that tells you how well these teams are doing battle, and Dignitas are doing battle very, very well.
Oh, and I will dominate catching Helios out in this bottom lane. There's no one there to help him. Looks like he's going to fall.
He's going to jump to a ward. His team is nearby on Dragon, but Helios just completely crushed down. Patoy stealing away the kill, unfortunately, and the rest of Azubu Blaze, 3 strong, are pushing mid. Of course, no one there to defend that just yet, so I don't know, I'd trade a jungler for a turret kill. That seems pretty okay, actually, if I'm Azubu Blaze.
Something that Azubu's been doing very well. They're trading objectives for kills all the time. That's why Dignitas is up in kills, but down in the game. Here comes a fight in the jungle.
And they're going to find Shy. They've got a potential 5-on-4. Crumbs coming from the side. Skara coming from the back. Dominate taking a lot of punishment. They're going to find Shy a little bit. There's the shockwave. Shy getting so low on health, putting the dodge back on. 1 hit to go. Captain Jack picks up the kill. Now Ambition is there to put on the pain. Jack there as well. Cutie Pie at half health. Oh my gosh. This is looking bad. Ambition taking a lot of pain. Jack still around. Ambition goes in, pulls in. Not going to get much for it, though. They picked up 2 kills, but they're pinging the top of the base.
Oh,
they
the Nexus turret's going down.
And
the super creeps are just pushing it really, really hard. They have to go back for it. So close for that turret falling, and really Azubu knows this. That's why they're taking these fights in the jungle, and they seem to just be keeping the pressure up across the board onto Dignitas. How many times have we seen an Azubu member just get away with under 100 health? That's got to be the 2nd or 3rd member that has happened to. Dignitas so close to getting the reset and just jumping, comboing through these fights. It just hasn't quite happened yet, and it might be getting too late.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been pretty brutal. These Dignitas fights have been, you know, hey, they started out a 3-on-1, so they got a kill, and then it's a 5-on-4, so of course they're going to win that fight outright. But even with those 4-on-5s happening for Blaze, you're still seeing Captain Jack pick up those kills on people like I Will Dominate. You're still seeing it work pretty well. Dominate going for a Guardian Angel to try to stop that from happening, but Captain Jack already has his. We talked in game 1 about, you know, how difficult it was for Captain Jack to live, but if you got some defensive items, it'd be okay.
Oh, here comes the fight.
GA. There's the initiation. Shy getting crushed on a half health. The spin is on. The damage output's there. He's just going to jump back. Here comes Helios. Cutie Pie diving in, gets kicked back. They're going to spin onto Helios. The damage output's still good at half health. Crumbs still in the front right there. Look at the burst. Can they pick it up? He's diving back to his teammate. Patoy trying to join in. Ice Blast goes down. Can they put the damage output in? Exhaust is there, but here comes Captain Jack. This is risky. Some damage still going back on all sides. He's at half health, and they're going to pick up the 1 for 0. Dignitas will pull back.
And look at this, 8,000 gold down. They're still just shoving back Azubu in these fights, but man, their base is so vulnerable. Inhibitor down on the left side, getting pounded by super minions. The other side, no super minions, but still exposed and vulnerable. and the counter push is coming out here from Azubu. Everyone on Dignitas having to fall back and deal with these minions.
And the crazy thing to think about here is, we looked at the kill score not long ago, and, Dignitas was within 2 kills, and they were tied in kills, and now they're up in kills. But the gold difference is actually growing every single time I look at that scoreboard, that it's these turrets and dragons and the Baron and everything else. Azubu is despite, by all rights losing the fights, they're actually stretching their lead somehow, even despite that. So, even though you got to feel confident as Dignitas, you got to feel like your team fights are going really, really well, there's still something that Azubu's pulling out here that's pulling themselves ahead every single time.
I have to point out here that Lustboy on Lulu has picked up a frozen mallet. So that's the thing. So what he's doing is
crumbs?
He's essentially just chaining slows on people, so he's comboing with Glitter Lance and then is continuing to auto attack. I don't know if it's the best choice. You might help more with the Zeke's Herald just for attack damage or attack speed onto Captain Jack, but with the Frozen Mallet, he's just a counter slow train. So when people are trying to chase down with the Nunu, the Rengar, and they're really just running them down, Lustboy's training them in the opposite direction. So that's something I've never seen on Lulu, and I just wanted to point it out. Here comes the fight bottom lane by Patoy.
Yeah, so there's 4 bottom, 1 top. They're going to jump in. There's a shockwave. Lustboy immediately pops down. Captain Jack left alone. Is he going to fall? He's doing as much damage as he can. Shy picks up the inhib. Actually, Captain Jack finally forced to revive. Spin from Crumbs, but they're not camping Jack anymore. He's going to get out away from this one. They pick up the 2 kills, but Shy in the base. Looks like he won't quite get the turret. Crumbs not really able to chase here. That inhibitor turret, Dignitas right now are so thankful that Nexus turrets regenerate health, because that would have fallen there to Shy if it weren't for that trait.
So continually Azubu is actually trading kills for inhibitors, but the longer and longer they do this without ending the game, the more and more trouble they kind of put themselves in. We've seen some games in the past where they just continually trade kills over and over, and if a team can never finish, eventually it does end up losing. There's still a few members of Azubu that are down, and they just 5-manning this Baron. Again, Shy might look to trade this for an inhibitor, but with a Baron up Dignitas, this would extend the game longer and longer. What's going to happen here? They're rushing down the Baron. Will they be able to get back and defend their inhibitors? Because Shy actually is just going for the red buff. They don't even know their Baron went down.
Oh my gosh.
They're going for a push here. Will they be able to collapse down? How many turrets are they going to lose?
Well, they're going to recall. Actually, they're just going to run straight back here. We'll see if they can pick one up. Ambition is going to be caught alone. I don't think they knew that Baron was already dead here, because, Shy went for Lizard buff not knowing it was a trade just yet. And they don't even get anything out of this. Would you look at that? Dominate. Going to dive in. He's going to find Ambition. Roots him in place. Crumbs right behind. Now, will they have the damage they need? There's the spin. Ambition finally with the Moonfall, but he's so low. Captain Jack actually finds one. This could be bad. Jack gets Shockwave back. They trade down to Ambition. What's going to happen here? It's 4 on 4. Where's the damage going to come from? Dignitas trying to chase in. A 4-person stun from Shy. Here comes the rest of the fight. Crumbs trying to kill Jack. Jack very, very low. Will they get it? Dominate is trying, and they're not getting anything for it. The kills picked up so well for Azubu. 3 for 1. Only Skara is alive.
I mean, once again, how close can you get to a reset and not get it on Katarina? These fights very well could have turned. Skara landed a great shockwave, but it was countered by a great 4-man stun by Shy in that fight. 1 inhibitor down, a 4-4-2 fight for them. The Baron buff completely removed from everyone except for Skara. And the game just seems to go on and on, because no inhibitors taken, no turrets taken, seemingly just traded. Reset again.
Oh man, and so we'll see what happens here. Even with 3 members, or 2 to 3 members still alive there for Azubu Blaze, they did not push him for the base despite just being as 1 member here, just with Skara. It seems like the curse of Baron as well, where last time we saw Azubu Blaze pick up Baron and immediately lose 3 members of their team. We had kind of the reverse here happen for Dignitas. It's keeping the gold. It's back to 8,000 difference. It was so very close right after that Baron pickup. It was 7,500, and they got Baron bringing it to 6,000, and now it's back to 8. Azubu Blaze are, they're making it look close, and then they just seem to come out ahead at the end every single time.
And really this whole time, they've just been starving Dignitas of resources. They're trying to just get all the objectives down. 8 turrets to 4. Dignitas is going to run out of resources pretty soon. I mean, the top lane just continually getting pushed with super creeps. They're going to try to force in. They got to win this fight right here.
And it's going to be Lustboy in the middle. They got the reset finally.
Oh, wow.
Finally for Dignitas, the reset. They picked up Ambition, immediately then picked up Helios.
Yeah, and there's 2 members down for Azubu here. They're all turtled in the base, so it's a 5v3. If they win a fight in the base here, they're going to end. The super creeps won't push fast enough, and for the first time, Azubu does not have someone split pushing the base. This could be Dignitas' moment.
And they've got the inhibitor down. They've got a few minions to ride out. The AP mid is dead. Dominate going in. What are they going to find? Captain Jack's GA is down, but Dominate dropping so very, very fast. They've pushed on the Jack. Look at Jack taking that damage down to a quarter. Shy in the front. He's going to pull back. No one yet dead on either side. The harass coming out. Cutie Pie so low. Still not quite picking up the kills, but one turret's going to fall. Lustboy to half. Helios dead. Ambition dead. Lustboy not gone though. Dignitas running backwards. Scar putting the slow down. Jax has a Guardian Angel. He's already popped Randuin's. Dignitas running backwards, and now they are defending their base. Those minions so prevalent there. They're actually gonna, looks like they're gonna trade Nexus turrets here.
And man, Captain Jack was under 100 health again in that fight. If they would have been able to pick up Vayne, I think they could have just tanked up the Jax and just finished the game, but because he escaped once again with such a sliver, they remain in the game. Dignitas not able to finish these fights. Brilliant disengagement by Azubu Blaze. I see Shy, and I think Azubu Frost just constantly able to get out of these fights with nothing left. So good at just judging the damage and shielding at the right moments. Resources continually getting depleted. This game continues.
I want to point out that Lustboy is going Stinger. Lustboy is going AS on hit Lulu. Lustboy is becoming a carry this game. I'm just saying. But you said the protect the Vayne is get 3 damage threats, so you don't have to worry about Vayne so much. Lustboy being a damage threat, he's getting pulled in. Look at that! Just immediately blows up that Dignitas lineup over and over that same play, and their top inhibitor has respawned. This top lane has 1 super minion left in it that might stop this. Shy coming in now. Guardian Angel is on half health. Look at him getting chunked down. He's still not yet dead. He's reviving finally. Captain Jack exhausted, not quite picking up kills. Shy reviving. Skara, he's going to drop down. Shy, is he going to fall? Yes, he will. Crumbs gets the reset. He's going to find Captain Jack. Guardian Angel on Ambition is popped. Crumbs waiting around for it. 1, 2, and now 3 dead for Azubu Blaze. 2 are dead for Dignitas. Will they have what it takes?
Push.
Helios and Jax are both recalling. Jack actually has his Guardian Angel still. Can he 2v3 this?
With the Guardian Angel, this is going to be so difficult for Dignitas to push. He was very good at escaping here. People on Dig are very low. Their inhib is going to fall to those super creeps if they don't finish it off. So if they stay in the base here, they're saying they're going to end on this push. This must be what they're going for because they're staying in.
And
all
actually,
right,
with Helios and Jax showing up, they're like, nope. They're going to run on back. That inhibitor is losing health very steadily. The revives are 50 seconds away. I think the inhib might actually fall for this. Cutie Pie finds the Remnants. He's going to get the red buff himself, but this inhibitor is totally going to fall out here. I don't see it getting defended in time. It's down to 600 health. That's going to be the inhibitor death unless something miraculous happens here. Crumbs shows up. They actually might just defend this. 80, 60, 40, 50, 23, 35. Yes! I'm counting out lottery numbers, but that was the health bar there. Someone has won $1 million.
Yeah, so close to getting that inhibitor, and a slight bit of indecision when Dignitas was thinking of whether to go into the base or not. Another thing that could have barely been avoided, just Dignitas ends up losing this set. It was by a sliver because so many things barely falling by the wayside for them in this game. This has been such an action-packed game. I keep saying this game extends, but we're only at 40 minutes. There's been 45 kills, super action-packed, and this, I mean, if Rengar stealths in and kills Lustboy again, I'm going to think I'm stuck in a loop because that just keeps happening over and over. Dominate into Orianna. The Baron's going to be up soon. Really, if anyone can actually clean up a team fight, the game will end. Both bases are just deserted. The turrets are gone. Inhibitors are down. Really, anything could decide this game. Guardian Angel up for Jack. Any Guardian Angels down for Dignitas. Doesn't look like it. Still, this next fight's going to be huge.
Yeah, they're going to actually find Helios a bunch of damage.
Wow!
Cutie Pie gets 1 for free, and here comes Dominate. He's found Lustboy. It's Groundhog Day. Is he going to die again? Ambition in there. Shy now in the mix. Captain Jack off on the side. No one's stopping Captain Jack. The knockups are there, but Shy is taking so much damage. Crumbs gets a reset. 3 kills. Jack picks up 1. It's a 4-on-2. The minions not yet a threat at the top of the map, so Dignitas, they're going to Valkyrie forward, trying to pick up minion kills. Crumbs running as well. Do they have what it takes?
Okay, so 2 carries are still alive for Azubu. Ambition and Captain Jack. There's still a Guardian Angel that's yet to be popped. There's no tank for Dignitas to tank this turret. It is going to be Nunu, but they can burst him down. This is going to to be such a close finish.
They're going to pull onto Ambition. There's the zone. Use Captain Jack. What can he do? PewDiePie has a shield. Captain Jack is exhausted. The damage output isn't there. He's taking more damage. Guardian Angel still up. He will heal. PewDiePie took turret aggro. That's not the best target for that. Now they're going to have Helios up in 4
They're on to the
seconds.
Nexus. No, the inhibitor respawned!
Oh my god, are you serious? The inhibitor comes back up. They can't get it. There's the inhibitor, but that bought those 3 seconds they needed. Ambition pulls in Skara. Ambition is a little bit fearsome here. Captain Jack not going to chase through. Helios not going to chase through. They get the Nexus open a back door. I mean,
the timing on that, I mean, they knew it was coming. The announcement was called out. We just didn't realize it. Dignitas may have. They fell back immediately. They didn't actually seem to be confused by the fact that the Nexus wasn't targetable. They came straight back, finished off the inhibitor, and they're trying to keep the pressure up. Now we can actually see, though, free Baron probably for Azubu. Captain Jack still holding on to that Guardian Angel. Such a threatening vein. No way Dignitas can defend this. They're going to have to win their next fight with a Baron up Azubu.
Well, their hopefully saving grace here is that Guardian Angel is back here for Rengar, but they are very nearly back for both Ambition and Shy. Those are so close on the cooldown. That's a very scary place to be for Dignitas, is having those 2 melee carries who are diving your team just revive in the middle of that fight. And that, I mean, that's really, 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 really difficult for these guys. Crazily enough, PewDiePie actually picking up a Hex Drinker to try to survive the magic damage burst overall. That's kind of the level we're at here, where he's like, I need to not die. I need desperately to not die. Patoy working on a Zeke's Herald. I know you mentioned that as a possible pickup for Lustboy, but Zeke's could be pretty good too. I mean, they've got a number of carries here who do want attack speed.
And the big thing for Azubu here is whether they have the Guardian Angels up for the next fight. Very close to getting both Ambition and Shy's up, but here comes a Stealth Eye will dominate. Actually looping around. Where's he going to go?
He's going to find Shy there. The Guardian Angel's not just yet up. It's a second away. PewDiePie getting fully caught up, though. This is looking bad. Captain Jack is legendary. Picks up 1. There's the spin from Crumbs. Can he get anything out of this? Looks like he's not going to. Double kill there.
They're going for the Nexus, though.
Well, but they're timing the Nexus. I will dominate. Is inside the base. Does he have the damage? Here's Patoy. They're channeling their inner CLG. Can they do it? They're going for the damage output. It's down to half. It's down to half, but they're getting jumped on so hard. Patoy trying to put the damage. It's getting lower, but they're getting crushed right here. They will fall down with 1,300 health left on the Nexus.
A valiant effort by Dignitas, not quite able to finish that one off. This Game Freak has been so incredibly close. Now look at these death timers, 50 seconds, 27 seconds. There's still 1 Nexus turret up for Dignitas. The inhibitor is down and they are charging. Will Dignitas be up in time? Captain Jack leading the charge. Let's see if they can take this one out.
The middle inhibitor turret has no health on it. It's a free kill for Jack. 3 attacks, and that's going to fall. Sorry, 4. That inhibitor's now theirs. They might as well go for it here. There's a big minion wave inside the base that's going to stop them from killing the Nexus too quickly. Nope, they're just going to backdoor for it. Here's PewDiePie. Can he have the damage? Looks like yes. They've reversed fates here. The AD carry stops the push. 44.5 minutes in, a 3-kill lead for Dignitas. And a Nexus turret lead for Dignitas, I guess? Like... Oh my gosh, this game.
This gold lead doesn't seem to be doing much for Azubu because they're still struggling in team fights. It's still so back and forth. It's all about who just gets focused at the right moment. Dignitas, look at PewDiePie and Captain Jack, just both completely obliterating here. 11-4-13, 14-1-4. This is so strong. We can actually do a quick team tap with Dignitas to see how they're going to try to finish off this game.
Like flashes and shit?
No, I flashed to like over a wall to try to get to the Nexus fast.
Alright.
Kill all the creeps.
Just keep me blood boiled. I'll try to...
5 seconds on it.
Okay.
All right, we're back in. They are looking really for blood here. They've called out their flash timers. They know that not everyone can dive in here. They know that Nexus is low. Azubu has to defend as 5. If Dignitas wins this fight at all, the game ends for them. But they're going to be a little bit safe here. They know what's on the line.
Dominate actually just used his ult, decided not to go in. There are still 4 Baroned up members of Azubu, and whoever wins this next fight, since both Nexuses are pretty much entirely exposed, Dignitas doing their best to just split push, kill all the creeps, make sure their lanes don't get pushed in. But PewDiePie cannot get caught out of position again. Every Guardian Angel is up for Azubu. So they will have 3 revives to Dignitas' 0. This next fight is very, very difficult for Dignitas to pull off properly. They get 1 turret. Maybe that's going to help them with some items, but for the most part, they're just looking for that 1 kill that can just snowball the rest of them. So hard for Katarina to get the reset, though, when they have 3 Guardian Angels to deal with. Who are they going to go in on first, and are they going to fight? Ambition actually starting.
He's going to go in front. Dominate taking a whole bunch of damage. Absolute Zero putting on the pain. Helios in the mix as well. Who's going to fall first? Dominate getting crushed down. Looks like he's going to be one of the first to fall. Shy in the mix getting pushed back. Dominate will fall down. Captain Jack legendary still. Shockwave goes off. A lot of pain onto Crumbs. Ambition pulls in. There's Azonia's Hourglass. Can they get any more pain? Shy picks up his 2nd kill. Still looking very good. I don't see anyone from Dignitas trying to backdoor. Are they going to send Scar or Cutie Pie? It looks like not. Actually, Scar is trying to run around the right-hand side of the map, but they're going to send Ambition to recall. So Cutie Pie is going to be alone in his base. You see Scar running up the mini-map, but I don't know if he's got what it takes. Cutie Pie's been revealed. He's still not able to defend this. You see Vayne and Jax running in, diving for that Nexus turret. Scar's got to kill an inhibitor. He's not going to get that one. Shy and Captain Jack still for the pressure. Cutie Pie still outside the base. That's going to be game 2 going to Azubu Blaze, and the closest series I've seen in a very long time.
2-0 does not really do